Hi everybody, it's Lene. Thanks for stopping by my channel today. I'm really excited about today's video. We're going to be putting together a Christmas junk journal. And my first junk journal that I ever did was last year. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. It was the very first junk journal I ever did. And I thought it was going to be harder than it was just to collect all of the items that you need to make a junk journal. And I was very, very wrong. And it just, if you're a paper crafter or a beginning paper crafter, you've got a lot of this stuff at home. So I wanted to show you what I gathered for this year's Christmas junk journal. And there's some new things and some things that I've used before. This time I've decided I'm probably going to be using a file folder for the cover because the file folders have that great little expandable area at the bottom. I just got mine at the Dollar Tree. And I won't decide how much of a sort of a binding I'm going to put on this until after I have everything chosen and folded and cut to size for my junk journal, because you just never know how big it's going to be. So let me just take a quick kind of flip through all of these items, and maybe you can make a note of what you have at home as well. And this just took about, I don't know, half an hour for me to gather from my home and go through all my drawers and things. So this is some paper that we had that we've been using for this season's Christmas gift making, and this is from Hot Off the Press, Paper Wishes Hot Off the Press, and this is Sparkling Season. And this one with the Christmas trees, you guys, I have been saving. It's really beautiful. We're going to definitely put it in there. And then also from Sparkling Season, I have some of these little scraps left. We're definitely going to use those. I'm going to start putting the stuff to the side. We've also got some papers that I've had that are also scraps. And, you know, you just never throw your paper away, right? There's the little snowmen and snowfolk, and then I've got some here. I'll list all of these paper packs individually down below that I'm using, but I am using a lot of scraps from them. But yeah, I'll definitely put the links there. And I'm just pulling all of the leftovers that I have. I've got some beautiful sort of polka dot vellum, sheet of that. I've got a lot of scraps of 6x6 papers and some tartans and some of the little snow folks and snowman as well. And then not only do I have the vellum, but I also have some really pretty glittery tissue paper. And yeah, it's all wrinkly. You could either use all your wrinkled tissue paper after Christmas, save that stuff. But we're going to wrinkle it up even more. So yeah, it doesn't have to look perfect. And then we've just got some craft colored paper. This is like the really thinner kind that you would use in your printer. I've also got some corrugated cardboard. I found this sheet in my stuff, and I think we're going to add that in there as well. And then a gift bag that is left over from my Christmas wrapping. And then lots of other gift bags. This is a gift bag that I had left over from a project that I did for our Christmas on a Budget series. And then this was, a cute little business gift bag. And I was buying gifts, and I had this one left over. And then this is just from, like, you know, the local pharmacy. Could definitely use that. And then leftover Christmas cards or cards that people sent you, okay? Special cards that you want to include in that. That is definitely a great thing to have in your junk journal. Just a blank note card that I had left. And then some sheets of music. Now, people have very strong opinions on cutting up music and books and things like that. And this I bought from Paper Wishes in a pack, and it's vintage paper, paper music, you know, sheet of music. And then I had this small one as well. So if they still have it, I'll link this down below because you're buying it intentionally, okay? It's stuff that's been damaged and is not usable. And then, of course, we've got to have our little recycled envelopes from those credit card statements or bill paying. And then I loved this craft envelope, legal size. How many of you have those fancy envelopes left over from Christmas cards? I found one of those in my stuff. Another envelope. Another envelope. We're going to use a lot of envelopes. And then an oval doily. Might use more than one of those. Don't forget about loose leaf notebook paper. It's valuable. We can absolutely use it for filler. I love the grid paper as well. That's great to have. And then this actually came out of an old atlas that I've had for years. I think all that's left are the little pages and page numbers, but that'll look great in there. And then you guys, don't forget about those Christmas catalogs. You know, this one's from Balsam Hill, and it's got gorgeous things in there that we can utilize for sure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and I'm going to pile things up in the order that I think will work, and I'm going to start folding them, and that will kind of determine the size that my junk journal is going to be. My bone folder is going to be very helpful for this. And when I come back, we'll have a size and a thickness so we know what kind of scoring I need to do on my file folder cover. All right, I think I've got everything laid out in order, but with a few additions to come. But the next step is when I get everything kind of piled up, I like to go through and look at it in this direction and then in this direction to kind of get an idea of what it would look like when you were flip throughing it. So I could use this one. I could open up the top here. I could open up here and put a tag in it. This has already got nice little pockets there. We've got a page. This one, I'm going to cut the handles off, and I've got a nice little pocket there. This one, same thing. I can glue something on here, open up the side. Got another page inside of a Christmas card. I can always put a panel here, something nice. And then we've got our grid paper, another page, some really pretty vellum, another page, the inside of the Christmas card, page, another pocket, the music, another page, the doily, might add more of those in, another page, another page. And then these are kind of problematic because you want to put them in this way so that they have something on each side. I'm going to show you as we continue how to take something that is half of a page or not very big and how to include it in both sides of your book. All right, so that's going to be another technique we're going to have coming. Another page, and this will probably be close to the back of the book. All right, as I'm going along and I'm starting to build this up, now I'm starting to figure out how tall this is going to be. So I'm measuring here, it's about 9 inches. So I now know that I want to start cutting down my 12 by 12 pieces to 9 inches tall. So I've already folded these. That's okay, we're going to use those leftover pieces. We're going to take that, put that in the paper cutter, cut those down. So everything else is going to be 9 inches or smaller. Don't throw that away. We're going to keep that. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys how you take those magazine pages, and we're going to take those and have them, I cut them both down to fit in the dimensions that we want. So it's like about 6 by 9. And then I'm taking a piece of just white cardstock, could be scrap, whatever you've got. We're just going to fold it in half. Score that. Really only need it as tall as your pages. Oh, hello, Oscar. He's sitting here next to my table, deciding to be noisy. All right, so we're going to take this, and then you're just going to glue one page right here and one page right here. Okay, and then it can just nest right in with everything else. All right. The other thing I wanted to show you was I've taken this, remember this paper with a ledger, or rather from the atlas with all the page numbers on it. So don't be afraid to tear some paper. I love the look of torn paper, and when you have a piece that's quite large like this, it's a great opportunity to just take your ruler, or you can freehand tear it, and then just tear that away. It gives you that really cool edge. just like this. And this is going to be kind of the liner paper, I think. And then we're going to just tear this piece away because it's just kind of plain and boring. All right, that's it. And then we can do the same thing with a brand new 12 by 12 sheet. Also, I wanted to mention, remember when you're folding, directional is important. So this one's got the Christmas trees on it and they're pointing this direction. We want to fold this in half this way instead of going horizontally. So I can also take this one and I can tear this as well. Like that. And then definitely keep these pieces because we're going to use those scraps. There you go. All right, so this is a chunky fella. So we've got all these papers, these envelopes, these paper bags are all in here. We know how big this is going to be. And so I've taken my file folder and I've folded it just on that first little gusset that it has. Okay, they come with about 1/2 inches so that you can make your file folder fit thick files. So I've just folded it along that score line that's there. And then this is going to get put right in there. And then we're going to cut this down so it's just a little bit bigger, maybe 1/4 inch bigger on this side and 1/4 inch bigger on this side. Okay. And then we're going to actually do a really simple sewing method to put this in here. I'm going to show you step by step how to do it. It's really, really simple. And then once that's done, we get to decorate the cover and then we get to play with decorating everything else that's in here. So yeah, stick around. All right, we're back. And as I got everything in order here to do my stitching, I did want to mention I made a couple of changes that are important to you. So for this really glossy envelope, the fancy lined one left over from my Christmas cards, I went ahead and I glued a piece of just scrap paper across the top. That's the little sticky edge that you might lick or that's self-adhesive because I didn't want that to stick when closed. And then I cut it just down to that first fold like this so that it can now be a pocket on each side that will be opened with a flap like that. All right, so in fact, just to make sure that, because it is kind of a tight fit, I'm going to cut away just a little bit extra so that it has a nice opening because this is kind of a thick envelope. All right, so that can go right back in there. The other change I made was to the paper bags. Okay, so what I did was I cut off the bottom, the gusseted part of the bottom, and then refolded that. So that's going to have 2 little tuck spots on each end, and that's going to go there. And I did the same with the plaid one, and then I ended up removing the glossy white one because that was just too many bags. And these envelopes got folded, the flaps got glued down, and then we opened each end just by cutting a little bit away on both sides. All right, and I did all that because I wanted to keep the center page a little more clear because it did have envelopes and things in the center. I wanted to keep it a little more clear for the sewing. So the part that we cut away from the paper bags, which is that little part at the bottom, okay, we're going to keep that. This is how much I cut away right there. We're going to keep that for little hidden pockets that are going to be inside our book. So we won't be wasting anything. All right, so now that we have everything lined up, and before you sew, you want to make sure that the smaller elements like the cards and the envelopes are at the center as best you can. In other words, you don't want them all the way down here because they may miss the needle when we're sewing in. So I'm just going to make sure everything is aligned just like this. And then we're going to secure this at the center with just a couple of paper clips. I always like to do that because things do get shifted as we're moving things around. So these are just some large paper clips. There we go. Oops, I had that one upside down. And I just like to secure it in the top and the bottom, sometimes the sides. There we go. And then we're going to make sure that it closes one more time and that everything, oh yeah, there we go. I'm glad I checked that because the outside file folder was off. There we go. All right, that's better. So you see we've got that binding right there. Everything else is tucked right in there. And my clips kind of got a little askew. There. Don't be intimidated by this part. It's just all finagling everything and getting it lined up where it should be. Sometimes it just wants to be a little ornery because we've got a lot of different size pieces in here. There we go. Feel better about that. All right, so now what we're going to do is I have a tool called an awl. It's AWL, and it's very pokey. And it came in a little kit from Amazon. It came with needles with large eyes. It came with this waxed thread and also a couple of these bone folders. The other one is somewhere on my desk. Oh, here it is. Okay, that all came together. It's about $7. And I use this all the time. I did go ahead and I ordered some white waxed thread that we might use today. I'm not sure. And if you don't have these things, that's okay. You can make substitutions by using like a thumbtack that has kind of a little grippy handle-y on it, and then a nice thick point. And then you can just go ahead and push this in as well. It's not ideal when you have this many layers, but it will work. Also, what will work for the binding, embroidery floss, that works just great. Also, I've used dental floss. That works great too because it's already waxed and it's really nice to use. But one thing you do have to have that you can't do without is a needle with a large eye. And that's that part, you know, right there, because you're going to need to thread this stuff through it. This wax thread, and it's kind of thick. So how I do this is I sort of gauge it by going 1, 2 lengths, and then I always do a little bit more because I'm paranoid and want to make sure I have enough. And then we're just going to thread this down. Another thing to do is, because this is waxed, you can kind of make it flat by doing that, and then you're just going to get it right through there. Ooh, sometimes it works easily and sometimes it doesn't. Let's see if we got it. We got it. All right, we're going to put that away. Now we're going to take our awl, as I said, that's AWL, not OWL, and we're going to punch a hole through all of these layers right through to the outside of the binding, on that binding part. And it's very sharp, so be very careful. We're just going to push, push, push like this. And we want to make sure it's going through the right part. There it comes. I'm losing my paper clips. There we go. There. It's gone through. And it's gone through the right part. And then we're going to do another one towards the bottom and another one at the top. And usually I'm like, oh, just do it an inch from the cover. But because this is like different layers, we want to go in a little farther. So I would go in 2.5 to 3 inches from the bottom edge. And we're just going to do that same thing, pushing through, watching our fingers, and then it came through on this side. Okay, and then we're going through on this side as well, right there, pushing through. There we go on that side. Okay. Now we're going to take our wax thread with a needle. We're going to go through that center hole first and hope that all of our little holes are aligning because we did move it. All right, and now we're going to just take this needle and pull this through our wax thread, and we're going to leave a tail on the inside about that long. All right. Now I'm going to try to get these back into order because it's just chaos at this point. There we go. I'll just put 2 on there for now. All right, now we're going to go through the outside hole on the binding and hope that this is better. Although we have had a lot of discombobulation. Is that a word? Okay, so we got that one through. All right, so now we're going to go all the way to the top part right here. Okay, that seems better. Now, we've gone all the way to the top hole. Now we have one more hole. We just have to go back through the center hole from the outside to the inside. Okay, I made that hole a little bit bigger and that was a lot easier. There we go. Looks kind of chewed up right there, but we're going to cover it. All right. We're going to put that center piece of thread right there. I'm going to kind of pull up the slack, pull it up from here as well. We want to keep everything together. If there's too much slack, it's not going to look right. So we want to do that, pull it from the back, everything. There we go. See how that center piece of thread is sandwiched? We're going to tie that in a knot this way, and then we're going to do a knot this way. And then I like to trim the tails to about a ½ inch long. There we go. All right, let's see how everything survived through that whole tussle. Okay, there's my upside down Christmas page. I think that would probably work okay. Just turn your book over. How many of you were screaming at me? Turn your book over. All right, we're back. Cover is finished. This boy turned out nice and chunky. Let me tell you how we are going to do the giveaway on this. So we're going to be gone for a couple weeks to celebrate the holidays, and we're going to be back on January 8th. So that gives you guys a couple weeks to watch the video, like, comment, and subscribe. You will be then entered in to win our contest. And then on Monday, January 8th, we are going to have our new video launch, and then within that video will be the winner for this junk journal. This is turning out to be a Christmas 2023 junk journal where you can print out photos, write memories of your Christmas holidays, and just store them in this little big junk journal for your very own. So I can't wait to give this away and send it to someone in some New Year Happy Mail. So let's take a look here. We've got the cover page that I showed you at the beginning of the video that was from Sparkling Season 12 by 12 patterned cardstock. That is available at Paper Wishes, as are most of these items, and I'll link them down below. I ended up using that corrugated cardboard as a mat, added some Dazzle stickers here and put the year there. And then we've got some pom-pom trim. I bought this black pom-pom trim from Temu, and it's yeah, I ordered it from them. It was 5 yards for about $1.50. So I'll put that link down below. Then added a little bit of ephemera here. And then when we open our nice big gingham ribbon closure, inside, right there, I added a little Christmas photo of my sissy, Carrie, who is also my editor. Say hi, Carrie. That, you don't get that one, so I just want to show you that. So that's mine. So I'll put this tag in here instead. So yeah, also used lots of scraps from previous videos that I've been doing, and also some ephemera that I used in last week's video, which was this Christmas Spectacular 134 die cut pieces of ephemera from 49 Market. So much left over, and then just added that here and here, and then little tuck spots there if you want to add photos here, whatever you want to put in your junk journal. And then there's another little tuck spot here where I just took about a little 3-inch wide piece of patterned paper. There was a scrap, and I just folded it in half, and then I just sandwiched it on this paper and then glued the ends. That made a nice little tuck spot, front and back. And in here we've got our envelope with a nice little tag in there for journaling or even adding a small photo. And then here we've got a little stamped wax melt, and I have a video on how to do this technique, and it's a really short, comprehensive video for beginners, and I'll link that down below if you're interested in learning how to do that. And then here's our little paper bag pocket. And then on the bottom of the paper bags, I used to make these little secret pockets for pulls. I also have a video on how to do this. It's super simple, and I'll attach that in the description box below as well. And then this little guy is so cute. Frankly, I just had this sitting on my desk, and I thought, I think I'll put that in the junk journal. And this is just a little waterfall. You could add little mini photos on there. You could add some journaling. And this is actually from a cutting die. Waterfall card cutting dies from Hot Off the Press. I'll link this down below, and if you're interested, you guys, let me know if you want to see a card or see how this is put together in another video. All right, and there's a little spot right here. Remember that sparkly tissue paper? We all have tissue paper left from the holidays. I just added that in as well, and it's a great little mat, and added this by stapling that little ephemera. It's a great little tuck spot, or you could actually, you know, secure that with a little adhesive. And then we've got another little tuck spot here by just adding a little ephemera and gluing that on 3 sides, leaving the top open. Another little tag from our little pocket from the paper bag. And then this little pocket is from a video I did last week where I took an envelope and made a 3-pocket little gift card holder. And yeah, if you're interested to know how to make that, just watch that video. I'll link that in the description box below as well. And then here we've got an envelope with a little tag in it. Added some ephemera, cute snowman. Another envelope. And I just did this little trick where I just kind of layered it, so you've got 3 things going on here as you just open that. And then the center of our book, and then we're just starting from the back again, where it's got, here's a little embellished library card. And then another little pocket with a snowman. There's some more tissue paper. Another little tuck spot from a greeting card. Lots of little pockets, lots of little surprise, fun things. Oh yeah, that has a snowman in there. So cute. That's the inside of a card. Added some ephemera there. There we go. Another paper bag with another snowman tag. There we go. Use the leftover corrugated cardstock there and use that for another little snowman tag. A little vintage button there. Here's another tuck spot. Another little tuck spot right there, and in the back we have another pocket. So you guys, this was so fun to put this together. I can't wait to see who wins our little contest. Please like, comment, and subscribe to be entered in to win. We will announce on our video January 8th. Happy holidays to everybody, and we'll see you in the next one.